It started with a single cassette tape, found buried beneath a decaying floorboard in a foreclosed suburban home in Oregon. It was labeled only with one word, scrawled in shaky red ink: confession. Detective Helen Ward had seen her fair share of sick crimes in her 17 years on the force, but what she heard when she played that first tape turned her blood to ice. A man's voice, calm, articulate, unnervingly composed, described in vivid detail how he stalked, abducted, and ultimately murdered a woman named Valerie Brooks in 1998. What chilled her more than the confession was the tone. There was no remorse, just satisfaction, like someone recounting a well-executed recipe. The tape was old, worn, but authentic. There had been a missing persons case from 1998 that matched the description. Valerie had vanished after leaving a late shift at the diner where she worked. No leads, no suspects. Until now. The house where the tape was found had belonged to a man named Clarence Morrow, a recluse who died in 2010 from natural causes. No criminal record, no family, and nothing in his background to suggest he'd ever harmed a fly. But as police searched the rest of the property, they found more tapes. 47 in total. Each one was marked with a name, a year, and a number. Tape 3, Olivia H., 2002. Tape 9, Marcus E., 2005. Tape 24, Unknown, 2009. Each recording was a confession, not just descriptions of the killings, but raw audio of the events themselves. You could hear footsteps crunching through gravel, panicked breathing, muffled screams. Some tapes were over an hour long. Clarence narrated each one like a podcast host from hell. News broke quickly. The media labeled him the tape killer. Every network was running the story. Forensic teams matched several confessions with real cold cases. It was undeniable. The man no one ever suspected had been a serial killer for over 20 years, possibly longer. But then came the twist. Tape 48. It wasn't found at the house, but mailed anonymously to the local news station 2 weeks after the case went public. Inside was a clean USB drive. On it, a video file titled Finale. Detective Ward watched the video alone, her hands trembling. It opened with Clarence sitting in a wooden chair, staring directly into the lens. But something was off. He looked older than his death certificate claimed. Older than 60. His eyes were sunken, voice more gravelly. He said, "I'm not who you think I am." Then he smiled. "You've been looking for me, but you'll never find me." He stood up, walked out of frame, and the video cut to black. Analysis confirmed it was indeed Clarence, but recorded just months before his death. And here's where it got disturbing. He wasn't 60. He had no legal identity before 1987. Fingerprints? Untraceable. Dental records? Inconclusive. No family, no school records, no trace of where he came from. It was as if Clarence Morrow didn't exist before the killings began. And there was something even stranger. Each tape had background noise, city sounds, distant trains, music from radios. Audio technicians began isolating those sounds and soon discovered something impossible. Some recordings had songs that hadn't been released yet at the time of the murders. One tape, from 2004, had a snippet of a track that wouldn't hit the airwaves until 2009. Another had a radio DJ saying, "Happy 2022." People started asking, was Clarence Morrow really dead? Then came a new tape, tape 50, delivered directly to Detective Ward's front porch. No postage, no prints. On it was a child's voice, whispering, "He's still here." The audio was now locked away in federal custody. Every expert who's listened to it agrees. It's not a prank. It's real. And the voice didn't belong to any known victim. But here's the most terrifying part. The last few seconds of the recording, you can hear someone breathing on the tape. And in the background, faintly, almost too soft to hear, Detective Ward's name is spoken. Twice. To be continued. If you want to hear what was on tape 50, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because the story is just beginning.